A special thank you to subscribers Jesse Fry 3045, Avenue Mall 123, and Nicole MP for reaching out to me with this case suggestion. On July 13, 2023, 25-year-old nursing student Carletha Nicole Russell, aka Carlee, disappeared while driving home from work on Interstate 459 South in Hoover, Alabama. Hoover, Alabama is located about 10 miles south of Birmingham, Alabama. Carlee got off work at the Woodhouse Spa at around 8:30 p.m. on Thursday night. Carlee's mom told reporters that after leaving work, Carlee stopped and ordered food to go from a restaurant called Tzatziki's, which is a roughly 17-minute drive from the Woodhouse Spa via Interstate 459 South. According to Carlee's mom, Carlee left Tzatziki's at around 9 p.m. Carlee then got back on Interstate 459 South and headed home. At around 9:19 p.m., Carlee called her mom and told her that she was going to be home soon and then hung up. Shortly after hanging up the phone with her mom, Carlee saw a small child who appeared to be 3 to 4 years old, walking along the side of Interstate 459 South. At 9:34 p.m., Carlee called 911, reporting her sighting of the small child on the side of the interstate. She told the dispatcher that she saw the child between the flyover to the Galleria and Interstate 150, which is this stretch of Interstate 459 South located inside this green rectangle. Officers were immediately dispatched to this location. After the phone call with the dispatcher ended, Carlee called a family member at 9:36 p.m. and told them about the extremely bizarre situation. While Carlee was still on the phone with the family member, Carlee exited her car and walked towards the child. Carlee could be heard asking the child if they were okay, and Carlee relayed to the family member over the phone that the child did not respond. Just seconds later, the family member heard Carlee scream, and then Carlee was gone. The phone did not hang up, but only interstate noise could be heard in the background. When law enforcement arrived minutes later, they found Carlee's car parked in the breakdown lane on the right side of Interstate 459 South near the mile 11 marker. But Carlee was nowhere to be found. Carlee was reportedly only about 10 minutes away from her house when she disappeared. Her wig, hat, and cell phone were recovered in the area near where her car was found. There was no child seen in the area, and law enforcement has stated that there have been no reports of a missing child in Hoover, Alabama. I checked Amber Alerts in Alabama and nearby states over the last week, and I was not able to find any possible Amber Alerts for a child. Something that strikes me as being odd is that Carlee's car was discovered abandoned here, near mile marker 11.4. However, when Carlee called 911, she told dispatchers that the child was seen walking near the flyover to the Galleria and Interstate 150, which is located all the way down here. Something else that I want to point out is the gap in time between when Carlee left Tzatziki's restaurant at approximately 9 p.m. and when she makes the call to 911 at 9:34 p.m. That's 34 minutes of time, but it only takes about 10 minutes to drive from Tzatziki's to where Carlee reported seeing the child. We do know that at 9:19 p.m., Carlee called her mom and spoke with her briefly, telling her she was almost home with the food. So at 9:19 p.m., Carlee was still safe and had not yet seen the child. So that means we are still missing about 14 minutes of time from when Carlee hung up the phone with her mom and when she called 911. Some have speculated that after Carlee saw the child, she exited immediately, drove back north, and then drove back south on the 459 to get back to the area where she saw the child, which would have taken her about 10 minutes. A few days ago, traffic camera footage was released showing the portion of Interstate 459 South where Carlee's car was found. The footage was captured from this traffic camera seen here. Law enforcement have confirmed that Carlee's red Mercedes can be seen in the footage driving slowly south on Interstate 459 in the breakdown lane with its hazard lights on. Carlee's car suddenly stops and parks adjacent to mile marker 11.4, seen here on Google Street View. In the traffic footage that was released, Carlee's car remains parked near mile marker 11.4 with the hazard lights on, and then eventually law enforcement arrive on the scene towards the end of the video. I'm only going to play about 70% of the footage. I'm including a link to the footage in its entirety in the description below if you want to go check it out. To help viewers get a better understanding of this area where Carlee went missing, I have created a daytime overlay of the nighttime footage. Please be aware that these two cars that are seen in the overlay footage were parked there in the daytime hours and were not present at night when Carlee was parked. So please ignore these vehicles. I spent a great deal of time carefully analyzing this Interstate 459 traffic footage repeatedly, and there are some points of interest that I want to share with you all. Shortly after Carlee's car is parked, the driver's side door can be seen opening, and a leg can be seen stepping out here. I'll replay this a few times. The person then exits the driver's side, closes the door behind them, and then walks around behind the car towards the passenger side of the vehicle. The person then opens the passenger door and appears to bend over and go inside the vehicle. The person then comes back out of the car and stands on the passenger side of the car for several seconds. Then, suddenly, they disappear from view. It appears that someone can be seen moving to the right towards the woods away from the car. The movement starts here and ends here. I'll replay this several times. It's very difficult to see, so I've included a rectangle around the area where you should be looking, along with an arrow to help guide you. I don't see where the person goes specifically. However, we can deduce that they went west into the nearby woods. We know this because this person never crosses over to the east side of the interstate, nor can they be seen walking up the shoulder of the interstate north or south. And there is no car that stops and picks this person up. So the only place they could have gone is west into the woods. These woods are not very thick, and once on the other side of the woods, there's a very nice upscale neighborhood. Most assuredly, some of these residents in this neighborhood have surveillance cameras and/or doorbell cameras, and I'm certain law enforcement have canvassed this neighborhood already, asking for these neighbors to check their footage. Here are some still images I've extracted and enhanced of the person standing beside Carlee's Mercedes. This person that gets out of the driver's side of Carlee's car clearly does not look like a 5'4", 155-pound female to me. I'm curious to hear your opinions on this in the comments section. It's my opinion that this person has dark hair or is wearing a dark colored hat. Their skin tone appears light to tan, but the lighting is so poor I can't say with any certainty. But they do not appear to have dark skin tone. I'll leave it up to you all to decide. In these still images, there appears to be two people present, but due to the poor lighting, I can't say with any certainty. Again, I'll leave it up to you to decide. A trucker that was driving south on Interstate 459 around the time of Carlee's disappearance reported to police that they saw a gray vehicle in the area that was parked in front of Carlee's car. And they also saw a light skin tone male near her car in the traffic footage that was released. We never see a car parked in front of Carlee's Mercedes. So if this trucker is correct, then Carlee may have been abducted somewhere else on Interstate 459. And Carlee's car was then driven to where we see it in the footage by her possible abductor. All of this would have had to have happened very quickly, because law enforcement were on the scene less than 10 minutes after Carlee placed the 911 call. On July 15th at 10:45 p.m., Hoover PD received a call from Carlee's family telling them that Carlee had returned home. Carlee was taken to a nearby hospital where she was evaluated and then sent home. No further details have been revealed at this time. Hoover PD have stated that this is an ongoing investigation. And while I am extremely happy for Carlee and her family, there are still a lot of questions that remain unanswered. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on what you think happened to Carlee. Please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. If you have any information on Carlee Nicole Russell's case, please call Detective Brad Fountain at 205-444-7562.